That was not me on the bus. That guy laughing right here, him, that was not me on the bus. This was me on the bus. Right? This is me on the bus. That was me on the bus. Nervous as fuck. But luckily I was next to my roommate. Yes, we had roommates in the MEPS hotel. Because we stay at a hotel the night before and then we wake up the next morning and then go to MEPS. You have a roommate. You have to sleep with a random stranger that you never met. Luckily, my roommate was cool as fuck. Saved me a spot. So cool dude. I'll never forget this dude. Super cool dude. He was gone for most of the time at night during the hotel stay. So but that was definitely not me laughing. That was more like me looking out the window like, fuck, this shit's gonna suck.
Yeah. Good luck. Enjoy. Have fun. Good luck.
Fun. There was nothing fun about this. If you're watching this, because I might like clip this and upload it to YouTube or something like that, like as a reaction. If you're watching this and you're about to go to MEPS, there's nothing fun about MEPS. Zero. None. Zilch. Nothing fun about MEPS. That was the worst day of my life. Or one of the worst days of my life, I should say. Not the worst day of my life. It was not the worst. Excuse me. The longest. It was the longest day of my life. The longest day of my life. See, at least they got some scenery. I went to Atlanta MEPS. Atlanta MEPS is out in the middle of the fucking woods. Downtown Ghettosville. Like that's where Atlanta MEPS is. This at least is in the middle of a city. It's nice and everything like that. Well, shoot. It's bad.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the MEPS. This portion of the presentation is going to provide you a building orientation layout.
That's knocking on my door. Why do those videos always gotta look so depressing, like the environment? Well, the whole thing is depressing, to be honest. it's just so depressing. God, it's the worst. If you want a full length, like I said, if you want a full length explanation of how my MEPS experience went, it's on my YouTube channel. But I will stop the video probably a lot to explain everything that's going on and everything like that. It was depressing. It was very depressing. It was just it wasn't depressing. It was just so annoying. It was more annoying than anything. Like I compare it to a mosquito bite. Like a mosquito bite. You know how it just keeps itching? You itch it and itch it and itch it. And then it feels good. And then you stop itching it and it itches even more. And you just have to keep itching it, right? Okay. So when you're itching the mosquito bite, it's the itching of the mosquito bite is when you're sitting at a station, whether you're getting your hearing done, dental done, whatever, or not dental, excuse me, there's no dental, hearing, vision, whatever. That's itching the mosquito bite. When you stop itching the mosquito bite and it starts itching, that's when you're sitting out in the waiting room just waiting for 45 minutes to an hour. Now looks like a normal lecture. Yeah, you can say that. It was funny because I had a Navy dude doing the lecture too. If you're talking about this dude. Let's go back.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the MEPS. This portion of the presentation is going to provide you a building orientation layout, as well as
like this looks like when they get off the bus. It looks like it's bright as fuck out. Like it looks like it's about like 7-8 o'clock. When I went, it was like 5:45, like 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the morning.
Layout, as well as different services and processes that you all be doing while here at the MEPS.
This is where you go before you go to basic. So you've been recruited, you've got an idea that you're joining the military. This is where you do your testing, your medical.
See, like, okay, the testing part,
testing.
So some people do the testing at MEPS. I don't know what led them to do testing at MEPS because I didn't test at MEPS, and I am super, 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 super grateful I didn't have to take my ASVAB at MEPS. Because if I were to take my ASVAB at MEPS, I would have flunked that shit and wasted everybody's time and my time being there. I would have flunked that shit. because first of all, I didn't eat at all. Like I didn't eat a single thing. I went a full 24 hours without eating a single thing. Oh God. It wasn't until about like 12 o'clock that next day during MEPS when I actually ate. So it was about, well, what's 24 plus 12? So what, 36 hours? I went 36 hours without eating. 36 hours without eating because I just wasn't hungry. I was so nervous about MEPS that I was just not hungry. Now imagine me trying to take a test on 36 hours of not eating a single thing. Not a protein bar, an apple, nothing. Now they gave us vouchers. Like we had a dinner voucher, and were able to eat breakfast in the morning. So they fed us. I just couldn't eat. The only thing I had was water and orange juice. Only thing I had. And then once I got to MEPS, they fed us lunch. It was like prison food.
Your medical.
But I'm so happy I didn't have to take the ASVAB there.
And then we find you a ship date to go to your basic training.
Some people ship off strictly after swearing in. I didn't. I got my ship out date, and this is depending on your branch that you choose. I've gotten so nervous that I did throw up once. I don't remember why. I've gotten so nervous that I did throw up once. I don't remember why. I feel that though. My nerves sometimes do get there to make me feel sick. But some people after swearing in do get shipped off. I know a couple of people I was talking to in there were getting shipped off that day. I didn't though. If you did eat, that would happen. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it. My nerves were so fucking shot that day. But after I would say like after I know definitely after I got through the medical part, because that was what I was most nervous for. Um After the medical part, I was cool because I knew I passed the medical because I was worried I'd fail the medical because of my ears. I have really bad ears, and I thought I was gonna fail the medical, and I had to go through the process of getting a waiver and all this bullshit. So that was what I was most nervous about. But after that, it was pretty much like smooth sailing, just doing paperwork and shit. Just a lot of sitting around. So after that, I was kind of calmed down and ready to go.
Got an idea that you're joining the military. This is where you do your testing, your medical, and then we find you.
Hold on. Time out real quick. You see how everyone here, this is pretty much how it looked when I went to MEPS, this little changing room area. But you see how everyone is standing here clothed? You are not standing here clothed. You are down to your underwear. This is a misconception. You are not wearing all this. You're not wearing a shirt. You're not wearing your pants. You're not wearing socks, shoes, nothing. The only thing you are wearing when you're in this room with all these other dudes is your underwear. So I don't know why. I guess maybe for filming, which these motherfuckers got lucky. Yeah, you're in your underwear, sitting on these cold, cold benches. Cold as fuck. It's cold as fuck in this room. So yeah, this is a misconception. But see these stickers here? These stickers tell you your full name, your what branch of military you're going to, and then your um what you're there for. So mine said MED only. So I was medical only. But yeah, you're not fully clothed going through here. And I don't know what. Oh, they're giving them the paperwork. This is the paperwork you have, and it has all your shit. It's like, see these little stickers right here? These are stickers. These they come off, and it has your name and I think your social security number and your DOD number, which is your Department of Defense number. No, that's not your Department of Defense number, is it? No. It's something else. Your applicant ID, maybe something like that. It's a sticker, and they put it on your paperwork. Wouldn't feel comfortable to be around other people with my undies on. Well, yeah, really, not even other girls. Yeah, you really wouldn't have no choice. You don't have any choice. Once you walk, because this is the medical part. So all your other stuff is done, like your doctor visit part. So all your other stuff is done, like your hearing, vision, blood work, urinalysis, all that stuff is done. This is your doctor visit. This is like the very last thing you have to do. At least this is just for me. I'm just speaking through experience. This is the very last thing you have to do. But yeah, you ain't got no choice. They pretty much tell you to strip down, and you just sit there and wait. It's not like the doctor calls you back right away. You sit there and wait, and then once the doctor's done with you, you just sit there and wait until the dude's done with your paperwork, which is in these guys' hands right here. This is the paperwork you carry through your whole MEPS stay, pretty much. This is all your documentation. It says your full name, social security number, everything about you is on this. Hair color, eye color, height, weight, everything is on this paper. And you fill that out. You fill out a couple of like things, I guess, on this paper, like a couple of points on this paper before you go to the doctor's, like the doctor visit or whatever. So that's like the before going into medical. And I see this dude already got his blood drawn because you can see the little fucking bandage there. Same with this dude. But yeah, I'm gonna let this video play. Obviously, I'm not gonna keep rambling about this, but yeah, you're not sitting in here fully clothed. You are almost butt booty naked, just down to your skivvies for the whole time. For the whole time you're in this room, you are height, weight, because they take your height and weight. You're in your skivvies. When you go back into a separate room with the doctor and have to do the little duck walk, and then where they check your areas, because they do. You have to bend over, and nothing freaks me out more than blood work. Anxiety skyrockets. Yeah. Luckily, I guess from what doctors tell me, I have good veins, so they pretty much right away. It's pretty easy. Anyway.
Ship date to go to your base.
Yeah. Also, yeah. If you're not comfortable sitting around other dudes or girls, whatever, with just your skivvies on, you're probably not going to be comfortable with showing everything.
Basic training.
I'm just going to leave it there. Yeah. Your medical exam bullshit. You're not in it. You're sure as hell not. Take this shirt off. Take these pants off.
The applicants can expect to go through 5 different things in the medical portion of their day here at the MEPS. They have their vision tested.
Yeah.
They have their hearing tested.
I thought I was gonna fail, which apparently I didn't. Apparently I got good hearing.
They give a little bit of blood.
Yep.
They give a little bit of urine. A physical examination, a small interview. We're making sure that they're...
Did this motherfucker just say small interview? This motherfucker was asking me questions that I didn't even know. Like, well, when's the last time you had surgery? I don't fucking know. Like I know why I had surgery was for my ear tubes, to put ear tubes in. They don't want you freaking out too much. What do you mean? Like, apparently I know when I went to MEPS, or before I went to MEPS, I was scared to tell too much because I didn't want to tell too much and ruin me getting in. But they didn't ask really no incriminating questions. They said, when's the last time you had a surgery? And I said, a long ass time ago when I had ear tubes put in, and I can't even remember the date. And he's like, okay, when's the last time you smoked weed? He didn't even ask, do you smoke weed? He said, when's the last time you smoked weed? I'm like, it's been years. 2019. He didn't even say, oh, have you ever smoked weed before? Have you ever taken any drugs before? When's the last time you smoked weed? Like, damn, just assuming. 2019, damn.
joints are working functionally. The safety of the applicants, both physically, mentally, is very important to the MEPS staff and personnel.
The ASVAB is essentially the test that you take to find out what jobs you might be good at. It's going to ask you a series of questions that'll essentially figure out what
do this at MEPS. I did this before MEPS.
You're good at based on your technical skills, your mathematical skills, scientific skills, and then give you a range of jobs that you would be best suited
I'm bad at testing. I don't know how the fuck I passed it.
for.
The ASVAB is definitely important.
I know how I passed it. I studied for like a week straight. I didn't do anything. I worked, came home, studied, went to sleep, repeat for a week.
When it comes to determining what jobs you qualify for, but it's not going to curtail you if you score low, because your skills and abilities may show other.
Oh, and let me tell you, these liaisons, like this lady, she may seem nice. She's a rude bitch. I can guarantee she's a rude bitch. Every liaison, and I'm not talking about recruiters. Your recruiters, like, because you have a recruiter at your home recruiting station, right? So my home recruiting station where I live, I got my recruiter. Cool dude, love him. Then when you go to MEPS, they have a bunch of offices: Marines, Navy, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, everything like that. Army Reserves. They have a whole bunch of offices. Now the recruiters inside those offices that go over your paperwork and everything like that, and at an individual level, are cool. These liaisons, oh my god, they're so fucking rude. They are so rude. Now, like I said, this may vary depending on person to person, but they are so rude. Like, you cannot have your phone. Obviously, that's one thing you cannot have. So if you're attached to your phone, throw that out the window, because you have to keep your phone in your bag and put your bag in this like little storage area. But on top of not using your phone, when you're sitting around waiting for like a recruiter to come and get you to go over your paperwork, or waiting for your next medical station to open up, you cannot sleep. There's no sleeping at MEPS. If you didn't get a good night's sleep before and you fall asleep at MEPS, they are going to yell in your ear. It happened 3 times when I was there. It was funny as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of funny.
Curtail you if you score low, because your skills and abilities may show otherwise on the test.
How are you feeling this morning?
Nervous.
Nervous? That's okay, that's totally normal.
Most of our job is actually talking to the applicant to get to know what they want to do. Because we don't want to put somebody somewhere where they don't want to go.
I did everything before I went to MEPS. I picked my job. That's one benefit about the Army. Army, you get to pick your job before even going to MEPS. So once I did my ASVAB, I went back to the recruiter that day and picked my contract and signed paperwork for my job, or for my MOS that I wanted to choose. So I had my MOS locked down. So when I went to MEPS, the only thing I had to do is look at where it said MOS and make sure it said 25 Bravo or 25B. And make sure it says E3 as well. So that's a huge benefit about the Army, and that's a big reason why I joined the Army, is because you get to actually pick your job before you even go to MEPS.
What type of job are you hoping to obtain in the Air Force?
I'm interested in...
So taking your test scores and what you want to do, kind of find the best.
Because she was interviewing an applicant. Okay, whatever. But she said, what job are you... What did she say? What job are you
want to go?
What type of job are you hoping to obtain in the Air Force?
Hoping to obtain. See, Air Force, they kind of like... You can pick 1 through 10 of what jobs you want, but the Air Force will ultimately just pick for you. From what I hear. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments or correct me in chat. If I'm wrong, whatever. But that's from what I hear. But Army, you just get to, like, I didn't have to be like, oh, well, I would like to be a 25 Bravo, but I wouldn't mind being a 12 Romeo at the same time, because that was my second option. 12 Romeo's an electrician.
Air Force. I'm interested in.
So taking your test scores and what you want to do, kind of find the best job that fits you.
The oath symbolizes your commitment to joining the armed forces and your commitment to the United States of America. An applicant taking the oath will stand at the position of attention. Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
First time I ever stood at a position of attention. And I was looking down at my feet to make, I kept looking down at my feet to make sure I was like, my feet were like positioned correctly and my hands were like positioned correctly at the seam of my pants.
State your full name.
What I usually tell applicants when they come through MEPS, if you're nervous, you're doing it right. This is a big decision, and it's completely okay to be nervous, but hopefully you feel excited too.
I've been in the Army now going on 8 years, and I get nervous every time I go to a new duty station. But being nervous means you care. So I'm glad you care, and I'm glad that you're here.
Okay, so that was the first video. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back and I'll explain. I forgot to cut to the BRB screen. Damn. Oh well. Anyway, I took the oath. It was pretty cool. Pretty I feel like I didn't get to experience like taking the oath like at full 100% because I was just so tired. We took the oath. That was the very last thing we did was take the oath. Like where you raised your right hand and said, "I, Christopher Hoffman, blah 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 blah, do solemnly swear," all that shit. I felt like I got gypped on that because it was towards the end of the it was the very last thing I did. And I was so tired that I didn't really like I knew what I was doing. Like I knew I signed my life away and everything like that to the United States Army and everything like that. And I knew what I was doing there and I was happy I was finally done. But like I felt like I don't know, like I wasn't at 100% awareness. Like I knew I was swearing in, but at the same time I didn't feel like I was at 100% awareness. All right, next video. A day at MEPS. This is a little bit longer, so hopefully it'll go deeper, and I can describe a little bit more. Did I press play? Yeah, I did.
The Military Entrance Processing Station, or MEPS, is where applicants for military service go to complete the enlistment process. MEPS ensures that each applicant meets the aptitude, physical, and behavioral standards set by the Department of Defense and service branches. The government pays for the accommodations for all military applicants preparing to go through the MEPS process.
The hotel was so fucking nice. I ain't even gonna lie. The hotel was so fucking nice. I loved it. I just stayed in my room the whole time, but it was very nice.
Hotel staff explained what to expect the following day, including the rules.
Oh my god, the briefing was so long. It was so long. I was so happy. So the briefing room, when we walked into the hotel, we didn't even know where to go. No one told us where to go. So when we walked in, we got lost. And the shuttle driver thankfully came back and kind of told us where to go after like 10 minutes of not knowing where the fuck to go. So he told us where to go. We walk into this room and now I'm like there's a whole line of us. There's like 25 of us crammed into this tiny ass shuttle van because I got shuttled up to Atlanta. You're getting banned. Banned. Anyway, so I'm third in line of like 25 people, and luckily I was the last person in the line to get cut because there was like a shit ton of people already in this little briefing room that they have you in, and I was the very last person in the line. Thankfully, I was the last person in the line that didn't get cut. Thankfully, I wasn't behind the person, thankfully I wasn't behind me, if that makes sense. because it lasted over an hour, just sitting in this room doing nothing, just doing nothing while the lady slowly takes her time to check us all in. It was so fucking boring. It was the worst. I was like, oh my god, like it could have went a lot faster. I feel like that lady could have went a lot quicker.
Of behavior and a list of prohibited items not allowed in the MEPS. After their briefing, applicants can enjoy hotel facilities and a special applicant rec room where they can hang out, get to know each other.
Hell no. But I stayed my ass in my room.
Play games and watch TV until 10 p.m.
They did have a gaming room, which is pretty cool.
Applicants aren't allowed to drink alcohol or leave the hotel, but they can hang out with friends and family in the hotel public areas.
Okay, so that's a big misconception that you can't that you can't leave the hotel. You can leave the hotel. You can check out of the hotel to get food outside of the hotel. It's recommended that you do not leave the hotel due to safety reasons or stuff like that. But if you do want to leave the hotel, they recommend you be in a group of people, but you can leave the hotel. For him to say, what did he say?
Applicants aren't allowed to drink alcohol or leave the hotel.
Or leave the hotel. Applicants aren't allowed to leave the hotel. Oh, excuse me. My experience, you were allowed to leave the hotel, and they told you you can, but you have to check out with them and bring somebody or be in a group of people.
But they can hang out with friends and family in the hotel public areas. The rec room closes at 10 p.m. so everyone can get a good night's sleep. They're going to need it. Breakfast is served very early, so applicants are ready to
4 a.m. Our wake-up call was 3:45 in the morning.
Board the MEPS bus on time. Be sure to eat a well-balanced breakfast and drink plenty of fluids before departing from the hotel. Your body will need the fuel. It is free and served very early.
Yeah, like I said, if you're watching this and you're about to go through MEPS, please eat. Please eat. Just eat. As much your nerves may not tell you you're hungry. Your body might not tell you you're hungry, but please eat. That shit sucked. No, I was so hungry, but my nerves were just so much that I didn't feel hungry. But just make sure you eat. Eat a well-balanced breakfast. Especially if you're going to take the ASVAB. If you're taking the ASVAB at MEPS, you need to eat.
So applicants can make roll call at the MEPS bus at 4:30 a.m. Applicants must wear underwear and neat, moderate, comfortable clothing. Piercings must be removed. Offensive wording or pictures are not tolerated, and hats are not permitted in.
Okay, this dude's dressed okay. This dude's dressed okay, but I wore a collared shirt and like black pants. There was something like that, or jeans. I might have been wearing jeans, but I wore a nice collared shirt, dressed nicely to MEPS. Because if you don't, they will kick your ass out, and I've seen it. They will kick your ass out
inside the MEPS.
If they don't have a spare shirt or spare like jeans or slacks, shit like that.
Prohibited contraband items are not.
Bro, they got a coach bus? I got a fucking school bus. A barely working school bus. That's just stoned.
Not allowed in the MEPS. See your recruiter for a complete list of prohibited items. The MEPS staff member briefs the applicants.
I need you two to go back and fall in with these four here. This 4 lines.
Applicants will pass through a security.
See how they're like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're like 6, 5, 6 deep. Jealous? Hell yeah, I'm jealous. Our school bus fucking sucked. So we were only on it for like 10 minutes. Felt like an eternity, but 10 minutes, yeah. But all these people standing in this, there was only 2 lines. And those 2 lines went all the way out to the parking lot. And guess who was the last person in the line? I was the last person in that line. It was me and this other dude in the 2 separate lines. I was in the left line. He was in the right line. We were both the last person in the line. the person that was given the instructions, the liaison who was given the instructions on what we need to take off and everything, because you got to go through a metal detector, and then you got to take your bag and push it through an x-ray machine. We couldn't hear them because they were all the way in front and we're all the way in the back. We couldn't hear a word they were saying.
Screening on their way into the MEPS. Once inside the MEPS, applicants will stow their personal belongings in the spaces provided for that purpose.
Yep, that's exactly how it looks too, but just a bunch of cubbies.
Earrings should be removed. They obstruct the headset for the hearing test. Each applicant must carry their driver's license, social security card, birth certificate, and any requested medical records.
My wallet. That's the only thing I had on me.
With them during processing. Your recruiter can provide more details. Cell phones are only allowed in the waiting area.
What? Excuse me?
The recruiter can provide more details. Cell phones are only allowed in the waiting area.
I know you fucking lying. You got me fucked up. Where is this? Where is this MEP station at? Does it say in there? It doesn't. This comment's funny. Just left MEPS yesterday. This video is relatively accurate. It doesn't show enough waiting around or being threatened. That's accurate as fuck. So not Atlanta. Definitely not Atlanta. I didn't have my phone for the whole time I was in there. I put my phone in my bag and put the bag in the cubby, which we just seen right there. Oh, you kids. Right there. Right there. That's where my shit went. What the fuck? What do you mean you can only have it in the waiting area? And the waiting area was definitely not that loud. That shit was quiet as fuck. Shit was quiet as fuck. No one was talking. The only thing you heard on was South Park. Because thankfully they had a little TV. And the only thing they had playing was South Park. I watched the same episode 5 times. The same episode 5 fucking times, and I never watched South Park before. Same episode 5 times. I can guarantee I could. That was the only thing we had. No phones. Waiting area. Phones. Crazy. That's crazy.
Some MEPS process as many as 150 applicants in a single day. Processing.
I can tell you what, there's more than 150 of us. In this small ass building, because Atlanta MEPS is very small. Very small. There's a lot more than that.
It may take from 5 in the morning until 9 at night.
Yeah, it took like 5:30, 6 o'clock to like 6 at night.
Are there any questions about what I just said?
After the briefing with the MEPS commander, applicants meet with a representative of their chosen service branch, where they receive applicant name tags.
Yeah, see, this is exactly what it says. This is what mine said. Well, mine didn't say this. I didn't say any of these. Mine said U.S. Army, Hoffman, Mike Christopher, and then it said med only, MED only. That's what mine said.
And are then sent to the control desk for instructions. Name tags are to be worn visibly at all.
Control desk for instructions. We just kind of went. They told us in the waiting area to go sit in the hallway of the right outside the medical.
All times until checkout. It's important for each applicant to stay alert and follow instructions throughout the day. Biometrics, including applicant photograph and fingerprints, are done early in the day and will be used whenever.
Not me. I didn't get no photograph or fingerprint.
An applicant checks in or out of a station. Applicants must check in and out at each station to help ensure they're in the right place at the expected time.
That's not me. I didn't do that.
All
I didn't do
applicants
this.
must take the Armed Services Vocational.
Okay, they say all applicants, like not at MEPS. Not everyone has to take their ASVAB at MEPS. I did not take my ASVAB at MEPS. Most of the people around me that are going into the military that I work with currently did not take the ASVAB at MEPS.
Aptitude Battery, or ASVAB. The ASVAB is an intensive series of aptitude tests that help determine which military jobs the individual is best suited for.
Now, you might take the ASVAB at MEPS. That might be for you, but it's definitely not for me.
Some applicants may have taken the ASVAB on the afternoon of the previous day, or earlier still at a satellite testing location near their home.
Okay, you made up for it. My bad.
The ASVAB measures reading comprehension and math skills, as well as electronics, science, and mechanical knowledge.
I don't know how I passed it. I really don't know. I know I studied for a whole week, and that's all I did. Well, I'm still shocked I passed it.
It takes up to 3 hours. Applicants may
whole 3 hours.
also be required to take special purpose tests that assist the armed services in determining the best fit for particular jobs.
Yeah, I can't remember what is the name of the test that only take after as I can't remember. It was like L. It was something. It was the Armed Forces AFQT score? Not it. What is the name of the test that I don't even know how to, I can't remember the name of the fucking test. It's like P something. It was P something. What's the name of the test that what is the name of the personality test they give you after taking the ASVAB? TAPAS, that's it. Taylor Adaptive Personality Assessment System, TAPAS. That test you take straight after your ASVAB. Like once you get through the whole ASVAB, you have to take this like personality test. And it's like pretty much like if you ever applied for a job and they give you one of those tests, like they give you two options, like I'm a team player, it's option A. And then option B would be I prefer to work alone. And you have to pick one of the two. And they get so like not confusing, but like strict, I guess, in a way. Like they'd be so like the options be so similar. Like they'll be like, I'm a team player, or I like to take lead in a team. And they're so like similar, and they're more similar than the example I gave. But it's just confusing as fuck. But you have to take that right after the ASVAB. And it's so annoying.
The next step is the medical examination.
Worst part.
Tests will include a complete physical, urinalysis, HIV, pregnancy.
Y'all want to know? Males, I feel bad for you. I don't know how the females did it. I really don't want to know. I don't really care to know. But for the males, you are standing about that much away from the person next to you, taking a piss in a cup. About that far. Not even lying. About that far. So good luck. It took me so long to pee.
Pregnancy, drugs, and alcohol. The ortho-neuro examination, which tests balance and coordination, and hearing and vision tests.
The hearing lady at Atlanta MEPS was such a bitch. She snatched my paperwork right out my hand, almost gave me a paper cut. I thought I got a paper, like, because I was holding it like this. So, like, the paper, like, I was holding it like this. So the paper was like in my hand like this, and she snatched that shit out of my hand. I was so mad. I was like, first off, I'm stressed. I'm sitting here stressed as fuck, and this lady is so fucking rude, snatching shit out of my hand, yelling at us like she's a drill instructor, drill sergeant. Like, first off, lady, calm the fuck down. You're only here to do people's ear tests. And the only thing you have to do is sit at a fucking computer and print out the fucking the results. That's all you have to do. And you're sitting here snatching shit out of people's hands? Calm the fuck down. You got an easy job.
Your name tag will be used as a meal ticket at lunchtime. Lunch will be provided by the MEPS to all applicants at no cost.
Who the fuck got him up?
Lunchtime. Lunch will be provided by the MEPS.
I wish I would have went to this MEP station. Wherever the fuck this is. She said it's stressful. Who? Who, the ear lady? Man, that shit ain't stressful. Rude ass bitch. Hate her ass. Who the fuck? They got Brisk. They got Lay's. They got Ruffles. Bro, they got some name brand shit here. We got some off brand shit. Now, I won't lie though. The lady taking papers. Fuck. How is that stressful? Monsters. That's what I'm saying. Atlanta MEPS. Nafari, did you go to Atlanta MEPS at all? I'm kind of curious. Because you're kind of making some sense. But no, I don't know where these people got fucking monsters and Brisks and shit like that. That's Atlanta MEPS. Man, Atlanta MEPS needs to step their game up. They got Lay's, they got Ruffles, we had some off-brand Cheetos, but I'll be honest, off-brand Cheetos were kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember what. I don't like Cheetos like that. I was so hungry that I just devoured everything. Now, okay. I'm just asking, just a question. But I don't like Cheetos in general, but like them off-brand Cheetos were actually kind of fire. But I was probably because I was hungry as fuck. They gave me a turkey and cheese sandwich. She was so dry. I put mayonnaise on it. I'm not a huge fan of mayonnaise on my sandwiches. Like, I like it on burgers, but not like cold cut sandwiches. But that shit was so good when I put that mayonnaise on it.
To all applicants at no cost. Once an applicant passes the physical testing, they meet with their service liaison about available jobs, incentives, salaries, and ship-out dates. In processing, applicants verify all the details of their contracts, and their fingerprints are taken for an FBI check.
Yup. My hands were so sweaty because I have sweaty hands. They couldn't get my fingerprint to work. I sat there for like 30 minutes trying to get my fingerprints to work. It was so bad. My hands were so sweaty. It was rough.
Family and friends packed the MEPS ceremony room to witness the stirring Oath of Enlistment ceremony.
See, I didn't see no family members there. There was no family members there. And people that I swore in with were shipping off that day. So there was no family members where I was. Birthday, kind of nervous, sweaty hands. Pretty much. And that was after medical, so I don't know why my hands were so sweaty. But it was so sweaty, they couldn't, like, you know, because you have to roll your fingers. And, like when I was doing, like, each individual fingerprint, it was fine. But once I had to roll it, that's when it got rough.
Applicants will return to the MEPS on the date specified in their enlistment contract to begin their military service. After a follow-up medical inspection, a second oath of enlistment, and final processing, the newest members of the nation's all-volunteer force board the bus for a ride to the airport, and then on to their service's initial training center.
Well, I didn't do that. So, like, when August 26th is when I ship out. So, I have to report to MEPS. So, I'm assuming that'll, I have to, oh God, damn. It just kind of kicked in. I have to report back to that fucking hellhole. Oh, shit. Damn. Hopefully, I don't have to, I ain't got to stay there all day. Oh, that shit rough. I hate that place. It gives me nightmares. I see it in my nightmares. I see that building and them rooms in my nightmares. Yeah, I didn't ship out yet. So, but yeah, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Fuck. That was a good video. That was accurate. That was a lot more accurate than that last video we watched.